People, week 4 is in the books, and there is a lot to cover. And if you're a Saints fan, great job because you did just that. You covered the spread. AFC North lost by a total of 66 points. However, the luck of the Irish was on Pittsburgh's side in Ireland. Cowboys in the 8 years of torment, terrible treatment from Green Bay by forcing a tie. Most Cowboy thing to do, and I think Cowboy fans all around the world should be proud. Lastly, Houston Texans own the rights to the Oilers. Everything and anything Oilers after that butt whooping. All that and more here on the People's Debate Football.
First off, thank God, praise the Lord, that we can talk about it. Let's talk about it. Come on, let's see what you say. It's the People's Debate. Sports mailman Joe with the news. White T Cody opposing views. Sheriff West got picks for you. Milton is the glue. But your thoughts make this click. Opinion, raise questions. What you got to say, quick give. It's the People's Debate. It's the People's Debate.
Are we on the air?
People. This is the People's Debate Football Pod. It is Wednesday, 7:46 Central Time. Tonight, we talk week 4, some week 5, get in our segments. We do a lot of little things around here. And yes, my friends, we are live. I am the host, and I am joined by, of course, my faithful, illustrious panel of brethren. We got Joe, the sports mailman. Over here, we got the man of many names, Mr. Jalen West, Sheriff West, whatever you want to call him. Just be nice about it. Over there in the corner. Right here, we got our special guest. But, I mean, even more special because he's basically a part of the show now, and I'm truly grateful for the brother. Mr. Not Exit 7, from the host and the creator of the Puro Pinche Sports Channel, Mr. Jose. And we have a special guest. Jose, if you want to get in that queue for me, bring him up. We got the Mr. Saucin Luther King, which I don't think people give enough praise to that name. I really like that name. And if you don't, we got to talk about it. We have Mr. Terrence in the building. Mr. Terrence, thank you for joining us, dude.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me, man.
Of course.
Good to be here.
Fellas, we had a lot going on this last week. We got a lot to discuss in a small amount of time. Let's get it started. But before that, how's everybody doing?
Shoot, I'm doing all right, man. Phenomenal. Trying not to have a heart attack with this Yankees game right now, but going back and forth right now. So playoff baseball, gotta love it.
Right on. Jalen, how you doing down there, dude?
I'm good. Like I said, everything's good. It's weird because I'm used to working a certain schedule at work, and now I gotta flip it for tonight. So I'm about to go to work as everybody's winding down for the day. I'm about to start my day, so it's weird. So yeah.
Oh hell yeah, they're bringing in the closer then, Jalen. Like the 9th inning, they're calling you in. Like, all right, time to shut it down. We need Jalen West. Shut it down.
Nah, I'd rather be the opener.
Jose, how you doing, dude?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Obviously, another solid football week. A nice 2-0 in Locks and Dogs. So just feeling good right now, man.
And Terrence, again, special guest, Mr. Terrence. How you doing, dude?
Man, I'm doing phenomenal, man. I'm doing phenomenal. I'm loving football season right now. It's been making time fly. It's been great.
Pittsburgh fan, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good for you. Good for you.
And they've been winning against my wishes.
Good for you. Good for you, dude.
He wants to tank so bad.
Facts, but they're not gonna do it. They're not
gonna do it, man. We're gonna talk about the Pennsylvanians as far as the two brothers down there. And we'll talk about that and more here at the People's Debate Football Pod. Yo, everybody that's here now, make sure you like the damn video. Subscribe to the channel if you have a heart at all. And if you don't have a heart, still subscribe, okay? Because we're here for everybody. make sure you stick around. We got a lot of segments going. Give us your thoughts and opinions on the takes that we have. Later on, after about an hour and a half, we will have our after hours as far as where we can get some debates going if y'all want. We could get a lot of things going later on. So keep the comments relevant to what the heck we're talking about, please. All right? Thank you. All right. Well, let's get it started. Joe, the sports mailman, I'm pretty sure you have some news. Is that correct?
Oh yes, another week, another
What-
thing of injuries.
And before you get there, let's give you a good introduction, huh?
Alrighty, people, it's your boy Joe, the sports mailman, delivering all the news from this past week and this upcoming week for the week 5 slate and talking about what happened in the week 4 slate. So unfortunately, man, a lot of us did watch this game. The MetLife Stadium grabbed another one this past week. Malik Neighbors, torn ACL, will miss the remainder of the regular season, man. Sad because Jackson Dart looked like he's going to be on fire for this New York team. So it's just sad to see like Malik Neighbors gone for the rest of the season, like to see what the season could have been if they were two together.
What would the season have been? That's a good question. Do you think this deters the Giants from, I guess, competing, or was that never going to be a factor anyway?
I think they would have been like more dangerous, but now without Malik, it takes that long ball threat away. Well, Wan'Dale Robinson, don't get me wrong, he's going to get a lot of pub now because of Malik now is out. But Malik Neighbors was that guy that could take the roof off the top of the ball for that offense. And now without them, they're going to have to lean a little bit more on Scatterboo, which that boy is running like if CT doesn't exist for some reason. I would not want to tackle him. I wouldn't want to be in his way because that boy looks like he's like on fire half the time. So it's just sad.
He eats markers and crayons. That's what he does. You
He's
don't ever
something.
want to tackle anybody like that at all. All right, go ahead.
Now, but moving on. Fortunately, Milton, you're probably sad about this. One of your favorite quarterbacks was just rolled out earlier today. Brock Purdy, along with Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings, will miss Thursday night slate against the Rams. So I guess they're just punting this game away. Unfortunately, the 49ers just cannot stay healthy. Like, I want to know who their like strength and conditioning coach is, because that guy probably has the easiest job in the world, doesn't get fired, and just continues to make money while these guys continue to get hurt for some reason.
Yeah, it really feels like after that they missed that window these past 5 years where they should have kind of been winning if they were ever going to win those Super Bowls. Those postseason visits deep in the playoffs just kind of really took a toll on that roster where they can't stay healthy anymore.
But even before, it was just like weird that they were always one of the most like heavily injured teams in all of the leagues, even before
For
they
sure.
started really going on this run. So I'm just wondering, like, is it something with the strength and conditioning? Like, what's going on where the 49ers year in and year out are always one of the highest like injury reserve teams altogether as a roster?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's a good question.
It is a good question. And also, I think there needs to be an investigation on Fred Warner because he's the most utilized defensive player and he's never hurt. So what's going on with
I'm
that?
like, all that season, Fred Warner played with a broken ankle. I don't even know how that's possible.
Hey, man, there's a positive investigation now. Just make sure he's human. That's all.
Yeah.
For sure.
But moving on, man, Lamar Jackson did leave this past week's game against Kansas City where they did lose, moving them to 1-3 with the hamstring injury. So there's been rumors that he is going to play against Houston this week. So it's just going to be interesting how they monitor that with the hamstring. That's his superpower, his legs, how he's able to get out of like bad plays and make something out of nothing. So with Baltimore, what would y'all think? Should they sit him if the hamstring is too bad, or should they risk it because they are 1-3 right now?
Let you guys go.
Hey man, they're 1-3, and while they do need to get some wins right now, his health overall for the season is more important. He can miss the next 2-3 weeks, and I think he'd still come back healthier, and they'd be able to bounce back from that. No matter what. I mean, it won't be obviously 12-5 or anything like that, but at least make it more competitive to the AFC North's first place team, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Any other?
Yeah,
Any other comments, fellas? Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask who was the backup. That's what I was really trying to look at.
Cooper Rush.
I'd go ahead and let Lamar sit. I feel like I
Yeah.
could go. Who they're playing the Texans?
Yeah.
The Texans are 1-3.
Yeah, they're
So,
both 1-3, but
yeah,
they're playing at home in Baltimore, so that's the good thing about it.
Yeah, I think I would just go ahead and risk it and not have him play.
Yeah.
I agree. I
I
say
think I
sit
can
him.
get that game without it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but moving on, staying in Baltimore, some other bad news that they got earlier this week. Namdi Matabike is out for the remainder of the season with a neck injury and possibly for the career. There's been some rumors going around that that neck is too bad where he might have to retire. And it's sad to see because they did pick him over Patrick Queen. And it's just sad to see like he was one of the better interior D linemen in all of football. So hopefully he's able to come back next season. So let's see how that turns out.
That actually is probably going to be way more deflating than this Lamar situation. That what you just said,
Right.
Yeah.
I would think, especially in the long run, if they hope for them to get, hit some type of stride where they can make a playoff run. If that's the idea, I wouldn't want to lose a guy like that, especially at this point in the season.
100%.
That is, and especially, and it's to a very kind of. I don't want to say gruesome, but just unfortunate injury, first of all, but one that could have lasting effects,
Right.
like with the whole career situation.
Yep.
Yeah, because I feel like Roquan is their best defensive player like altogether, but I feel
for sure.
like Matabike was like the heart and soul of that defense. That he was like the guy that would get in your face and kind of like call you out type of thing. That's how I felt like with him.
He solidifies the defensive line.
No,
And
for
they
sure.
already
For
don't.
sure.
They already
100%.
don't have a great pass rush. So that key piece, piggybacking on what Terrence said, I think that's going to be more deflating than Lamar missing a couple of games.
Yeah. But moving on, man, to some more gruesome injuries. This past Monday night, Tyreek Hill dislocated his knee, man. Unfortunately, he'll miss the remainder of the season. Who knows where that leaves him in Miami? I know they were trying to look to
He's
move
gonna get out of
him.
there. He's not playing another down for Miami.
Yeah, so it's just interesting because he was starting to turn it around. Him and Tua looked like they were starting to get going, and it was just sad that injury. Like, and for him to still continue to catch that ball after that injury, man, kudos to him, man. I'm like generational type wide receiver, and
For sure.
unfortunately,
100%.
hopefully he comes back next season. Who knows where, but hopefully he comes back.
Yeah, real quick, because I saw the other comments, Brandon. I'll get to them, but this is pretty funny. Christian Wilkins asking if they are allowed to kiss people in Baltimore as we speak. I could not let that slide. Good job.
Hey, at this point, man, Christian Wilkins, if he wants to go to Baltimore, let him kiss whoever he wants. Just not the players.
Well, anybody that is agreeing to that.
He wants to kiss the players. That's the problem, Joe.
He's not kissing coaches. He's kissing players.
Just have him kiss the practice squad guys.
Well, that's still a crime. All right, it's still a crime.
Tyler Huntley, watch yourself.
Watch it.
But moving on, man, to some brighter news. The Cleveland Browns have finally made a quarterback change, but it's now who a lot of people are clamoring for. Dylan Gabriel will now get to start this coming week with Joe Flacco now sitting. I know they've been talking about Shador all throughout the week because of this, because there was a possibility that Baltimore was going to draft Shador, and he told them no because he did not want to sit behind Lamar. Now he probably could have been starting because of that, but now in Cleveland, he's backing up once again.
I saw that. I hate that narrative, Joe. I know you saw it too, and so you put it out there. But he can't think, oh, Lamar's going to get hurt.
I don't think that's a good mentality for him to go into it with either.
No. I'm pretty sure he thought he would be good enough to beat out whoever was the starting quarterback because that's his mentality. And especially you land in Cleveland, he thought he would start. It's unfortunate. Yes, they picked Dylan Gabriel over Shador Sanders, but if Shador is that good to everybody that loves Shador, I don't dislike him. He'll eventually become the starter because Dylan Gabriel. Well, let's just look at history. Browns quarterbacks in first career start 0-16, 14 points per game, touchdown interception ratio 14-22, passer rating of 65. Now, do we think Dylan Gabriel is going to be better than that? Maybe, but I still don't think he is the solution. So I do still believe Shador will get a chance to play a regular season game and prove
as the starter
that he should be the starter. Yep, that's it.
Yeah. But moving on, man, from one quarterback to another, JD5 is back for the Commanders, man. I'm like, after them
Versus
kind
who?
of against the Chargers. So let's see
That's
how
a
that
good
looks.
fantasy. Good fantasy. I wrote that. Look
I'm
that
like, the
up.
Chargers have been good defensively the past couple weeks. Let's see how this goes. Jaden was dealing with the knee injury, so hopefully the Chargers, don't tear him up once again and he's back on the schneid. But the Commanders need this in order to stay with the Eagles in the NFC East if they have a chance to even compete in that division. So let's see how he looks coming back after missing the last 2 games.
Yeah, we'll see. JD5, I think he still was like in a knee brace or something of the sort. His arm's good enough. Terry McLaurin possibly not being there is going to be the issue for that matchup, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. And the last but not least news, Cody, if you're here, man, I really wish you were here for this. What the hell are the Houston Texans doing? They trade possibly their only good lineman, Cam Robinson, off their line to the Cleveland Browns, bro. Like, are you trying to let CJ Stroud get demolished on live TV? Like, what are they doing in there in Houston? Come on, bro. Y'all have to be smarter than this. Y'all cannot waste a good quarterback for not giving him no offensive line. I'm like, they did it once with Carr. Now they're going to do it again with CJ Stroud because they don't want to get no offensive lineman for him.
Yeah, Loki, he was doing it with Watson for a little bit too. So,
yep,
100%. That's on their resume.
Yep, correct. That is exactly what they were doing. I have no idea what they're doing to piggyback off of that, Joe. I have zero clue. Cam Robinson, I mean, he's not a great starter or nothing less, but you need depth, especially on that offensive line, which is absolutely terrible.
They won game 4 without him, so they sat him out this past week. So I guess they feel some kind of confidence of like, oh, we can sit him and we can win.
I think that's the dysfunction right there because you beat the Tennessee freaking Titans. That's why. That's a problem. That's a problem. Is that all the news you got, brother?
Yeah, and that's your boy Joe, the sportsman, with all the news for the week. Be back next week for another envelope of news, people.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
All right. Y'all hear the Donald Trump fake news thing? All right, that was a joke. Okay, all that was real news. All right, that was a joke. Okay, real quick, before we get into the next segment, what is that in the background? Who is that in the background? Somebody, do you hear that, Jose?
Yeah, it's like an AC or something.
Who is that?
Hold on. Let me try. Let me test something out.
Okay. Okay. All right, Terrence.
Oh, my bad.
He got that window unit going on crazy.
I do. I got that motherfucker going to a
like you got a fan, a window unit, and the AC going all at once.
If you start sweating, I promise.
I mean, it could have been Jalen. He's all up in the hoodie. He's like ready, like to snuggle up and ready to go to bed. So he's got to go to work.
He's trying to lock in. That's what it is. He's trying to get that dog mentality before he goes in.
All right. Okay. Before we get to the next segment, when it came to week 4, fellas, I'll give the floor to anybody right now. Is there any main takeaways that you kind of want to discuss and put that out there? Okay, Joe's pissed off, so Joe will go first. He's pissed off. Go ahead.
A tie, bro? A tie? Are we serious? The NFL cannot end in a tie.
It did. We're lucky it's on now.
I knew he was.
I feel like more than a tie, you trash for tying. Because why you can't score and get a field goal in overtime? You deserve a tie for being trash. Score. Don't they give them how much time is there overtime?
I think it's like 10 minutes, right?
10 minutes.
Somebody should be able to get something on the board, man. Not a field goal, nothing.
Well, they both got field goals.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
I think it should. Yeah,
the problem is Dallas wasted 6 minutes of our time doing nothing for a field goal. You know, they let Micah finally get a sack at the end, and then
that wasn't a sack.
No, it was. It was. Look at the numbers. It's okay. He tackled him at the line. It's okay. It's a sack. Take the L. And then on the other side, then freaking Jordan Love doesn't know how to tell fucking time, and then doesn't run up the damn play, speed it up, and then luckily throws it on the back of a defender's back. But
right,
the ball just went straight down, boom, not up. If it would have went up, the game would have been over.
I mean, if he had thrown out the helmet, that would have gone up for sure.
I think the Cowboys and the Packers both were exposed in some way. Like which way you're talking about, I think we all knew that the Cowboys defense absolutely sucks. Sorry, Joe, it does.
Oh,
it's
no,
very bad.
Hey, well, the one thing I said, we're going to have to outscore anybody to even have a chance. We had a chance, and our defense couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Dang.
Them's the breaks.
It's like if only you had a pass rusher, huh?
I don't think it would have
Only
mattered
had-
if we had a pass rusher.
I think it would.
I don't
Zach
think
Tom
so.
Zach Tom wasn't playing, I don't believe.
And our
A
offensive
pass
line,
rusher would
our
help.
offensive line was shit this week because a lot of our guys weren't there,
No,
and
but
Michael
I'm saying,
Parsons didn't expose it.
hey, Michael Parsons had a lot of pressures on y'all. Just because you don't get the sack,
Y'all
doesn't
ran,
mean
y'all ran the other
y'all had
way
no
to make sure he
pressures.
wouldn't touch him.
yes.
Well, we had a good game plan. I was surprised. Like I was thinking, I was really looking at that the way they game plan for it, and I wonder if a lot of the other teams now are going to look at this tape and like, look, this is how we can neutralize him. Because except for that one sack that you want to give him, we'll give it to him. Like he was neutralized for the majority of the game,
You're so
and
nice.
it was all second string and third string linemen
Mhm.
because Booker was out and some of the other guys were out, and the center was out as well. So I really thought that he was going to have at least 2 sacks easy.
Let me ask the two brothers down as far as Terrence and Jalen. Jalen, I haven't heard from you in a while, so this first goes to you. Do you think this is more impressive that because nobody considered Dallas as a threat to Green Bay for
Right.
whatever, all of us and most people in the world, in the football
Right.
world. So do you consider this more of a Green Bay failing, or do you like give more props to Dallas?
I give more props to Dallas here because I mean, even after the Michael Parsons trade, a lot of people just counted them out. They've been hanging in there most of the time with every game, except the Bears game. That was the only one that was like bad for them. Every other game, they've been in there. Like they're not a terrible team. I think it's more impressive that they were able to keep up. And like Joe kind of said, like a little bit, like I would say neutralize Michael Parsons, but again, that a sack is a sack at the end of the day, whether it's at the line, behind the line, it's a sack. But I do think it was impressive at the O line to neutralize him like that. So I think it was more impressive for the Cowboys if anything.
You agree, Terrence, or you have a different of opinion?
I agree. I think that, like he said, they've been competitive for the most part. They had a bad game, but who doesn't? To be able to at least be competitive, and when you lose a arguably a top 10, top 5 player, that does show that everybody's kind of next man up. And CD didn't play as well, right? He was out for
Nah,
so to do it
Pickens
without
had
CD
the
with all
game of
this,
his life.
yeah, with all these injuries, and you're still able to be competitive. That's really what you want. So I would feel even though you didn't get the win, I would definitely feel like that's a confidence booster going into the next week. Like we can hang with anybody. We just got to be play competitive and sound football. So I would feel like that's a Dallas win.
Okay. Well, Jose, you might be in agreement with myself. Don't get me wrong, Dallas, it's a win, like you said, Terrence, for like the moral of the group. Like, oh, we can compete with anybody, right? So I agree with that sentiment. But I think Green Bay just showed the holes that they do have. All I've said this whole, like, it's only a couple of games, is they were considered, like Brandon says in this comment really quick. Are the Packers fraudulent? Their super defense gave up 40 points. They were considered to have like the best defense, blah, blah, yada, 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 because they have 2 great pass rushers and a good linebacking core. Their secondary absolutely sucks, and it shows. Dak Prescott, I think Dak Prescott's great. He hasn't done anything other than one play negative for this team. It's just, but I think Green Bay was held to a certain standard, and they did not meet that standard. What do you think, Jose?
Yeah.
You because both of us have the Jordan Love, not love. We don't love Jordan Love, right? We think he's overrated. And also we think the Dallas kind of sucks, other than offensively. But what are your?
I mean, yes, this is a low grade for Green Bay Packers. One, you were the top defense. You were, allowing the least amount of yards, least amount of points, and you let Dallas cook on you. They put up 38 points on you. Gotta remember 2 points came off from the punts, the blocked
extra
field
point.
goal. Yeah. So 38 points allowed on you. Not a good sign at all. Now, is it a rare thing? Sure. You're away. It was an emotional game for Micah. He probably wasn't going to be his best, but he did put up his best effort he could. Some injuries along the way. But Jordan Love, I mean, at the end, it just showed why, I'm not trustworthy of Jordan Love. It's another notch, by the way. Again, when he has a turnover or more, they tend to lose these games. Now, it's a draw, but it's still kind of a loss.
Yeah.
So
there was a stat. I don't know if y'all saw this or not. Teams that score over 40 plus points and don't commit no turnovers. We're 300-0 before this. So this game, and 300-0 and 1 tie now. It's crazy.
That's Dallas Cowboys, huh? No. I feel for you, Joe. I respect it, man.
I was once they went up 13-0, or I forgot what it was, and I was like, all right, this is what this game I thought it was gonna be. And when they got that extra point block, and I was like, all right, man, like we have a shot. And then continuing, Dak played phenomenal, man. I was really surprised how locked in he was, looking over his shoulder half the time when Micah, because I was really surprised that this offensive line was glued throughout the whole game. Guys are going in and out, getting hurt. And for some reason, Dak was able to weather the storm of this pass rush, and he looked phenomenal.
The only thing I would worry about, which Terrence knows very well, is that now that George Pickens got all those touches, when CD comes back, he expects those same number of touches.
He gonna want them touches,
Yeah.
He sure is.
Yeah.
I think that could still be okay. I think he still could get almost all of the same targets. I think.
No,
but-
there's just no way. There's no way, bro.
Yeah,
CD's
Ferg would have to.
two wide
Ferg would have to
receiver
lose
one,
his
he's too
touches.
dominant. For
Ferg
sure.
would have to lose a lot of his touches for that to continue to happen.
Yeah, and they just paid Ferg, so yeah, that'll be interesting.
But I'm saying and then even is Ferg losing his touches within the best, mindset or the for the offense as a whole.
Right,
No.
right.
Because he's a possession
And-
wide receiver. He can
Right.
controls
And
the.
he creates good, matchup mismatches
Mhm.
because of the size, and he is able to get in space and doing some things that George Pickens doesn't. Like, I like George Pickens, don't get me wrong, especially as for his time when he put in with the Steelers, but I don't feel like his route tree is refined enough to get the amount of
No,
targets
yeah.
you will want CD to have. So
Of course. Okay, so moving on, but right before we move on, I just want to give props where it's due. And I think a lot of people this whole season, Joe, you've heard me at least come to the defense. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's one of the best quarterbacks this year under pressure. So, like, the whole pressure thing and all that, Dak's going to crumble, all that kind of stuff. It's different kind of pressure that Dak crumbles over, not actually like pressure from the defensive line. So Dak's having a phenomenal year. I think he could keep it up. Okay, one or two more games before we get into the next segment. Jalen, Terrence, Jose, if any of the games that y'all want to kind of big takeaways from a game you kind of want to discuss.
who was I just talking about? Damn. Oh, I don't have a game takeaway, but I do have a takeaway just in general. I do like how competitive the AFC West has been looking. It's nice to see that kind of, except the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
But even then, I tune in to watch Genty just to see the development, and what he's going to do. But
And it's there
it's
now.
nice to see the Chargers really winning games. Bo Nix has been, like you say, phenomenal. Just and watching him kind of develop into a young quarterback, and he surprised me because a lot of Oregon quarterbacks typically suck outside of Herbert and now kind of him. I don't want to jump the gun on that, but I just like the path or the trajectory that he's on rather right now, and it looks really promising over there in Denver.
Yeah, AFC West in general, yes, those
Yeah.
three teams. Now Kansas City has finally competition in the division, so
Right.
we'll see how that gets parsed out. Jalen, Jose, takeaways from Week 4 before we move into the next segment, which is going to be a positive of Week 4. Before we get into y'all's segment, y'all have y'all's own segment, so don't ruin it.
I mean, I guess I'll go towards Jalen on this one. Like, hey, Philly, play a great game the whole game, not just one half. That's been a problem with the Philadelphia Eagles, the reigning champions. You can only really rely on them for one half before they're conservative the other half. You don't know which half it's going to be. This past week, it was a great first half.
First half.
Conservative second half. The week before, great second half, conservative first half. So we need to see some consistency here. AJ Brown's back to tweeting, Instagramming, whatever his feelings are. We'll see him with a book soon, maybe Amazon tablet.
What I always said about AJ Brown.
I ain't
He
got
was
nothing
bringing
to say
them
about
books
that.
on the sideline. I was telling you, I said that boy's
He'd be looking like
fool.
LeBron, always
He's
reading
a
the first couple
fool.
pages.
Yeah, LeBron doesn't read. No offense. All right, so sorry. Jalen, I do want a response though. What's the response? Because whenever we get into the debates later, you're going to be gone. So what is the response to this? As a Philly fan, but a reasonable Philly fan, you're not like the Philly fans. I appreciate that about you. What are your thoughts on that? Because it's either, yes, great first half or great second half. You can't have both for at least up to this point. What's up with that?
I think at this point, I mean, last year it was the same thing. We were like in the first quarter, we were like the worst team in the first
Right.
quarter
That's
last
true.
year.
Yes.
This year, obviously, Jose said that we can't play a whole game. It's either the first half or the second half.
Mhm.
I think it's too. What I'm starting to like get a feel is there's too many. I don't want to say that term because it's kind of messed up, but it's just too many play callers. I
Oh,
think now.
too
I
many
think
Chiefs, not enough Indians.
yeah, I didn't want to say that.
Whoa. All
Such a
right.
racist, Joe.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
I'm part
Jalen.
Indian. It's fine.
Okay. Right
Of
on.
Indian descent.
He,
It's fine.
he gets away. He gets away with it. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, that's the comment. Yeah. So yeah, what Joe said. I think that's what it's coming down to because it's like I don't even know who's calling the plays at this point. I don't know if it's Kevin, the OC. I don't know if it's Nick. I don't know if it's Jalen Hurts on the field. All I know, it looks bad. Like the
Okay.
first half looked good. It looked like it's like every week we decide, okay, when are we going to open up the playbook? Oh, let's do it at the worst time possible where we got to climb out of something or something like that. I don't know. It's honestly, it's annoying at this point. Like I already said, I don't want to watch no more Eagles games. Like right now, it's annoying.
Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Respect. Okay. All right. Any Jose? Or you want
No.
to move on?
Eagles game. That's how I brought it up. Yeah.
Can I get one
But-
more in?
Yeah. Come on.
I want to say I really don't like. I don't know if y'all watched the Steelers Vikings game earlier that morning,
Sure
Yeah.
did.
but it just feels like I'm tired of watching Mike Tomlin play not to lose. It
Yo.
doesn't feel like he's ever playing aggressively in any situation. They're always going to punt the ball on fourth and one, damn near every fourth and
You
one.
damn saw
They're
Aaron
always
Rodgers
gonna-
getting pissed off at the
Yeah.
end when he was like, "Let's be aggressive. Let's go for it. And they're all bringing in
Bro,
the
it's
kicking
like-
team and everything like that.
They always want to put like it just feels like it's kind of old and
Yeah.
repetitive for them to keep on relying on the defense to close out every game.
Mhm.
Like that's a lot.
I-
And then they
Yeah.
get mad when the defense finally breaks because they've been on the field the whole game or it's not consistent on the offensive end or they don't do things like that and put the game away and be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think both of your teams. I had a segment later, but we could talk a little bit about it. It's rainy. It's always rainy in Pennsylvania, right? And that's exactly what it's doing for both of y'all. Y'all are winning. Don't get me wrong.
They're
3-1,
winning, though, but it's
4-0. That's great. But offensively, it's stagnant. You're not. Your defense actually isn't playing up to par. Both of your defenses aren't playing up to par. Pittsburgh, unfortunately,
not.
worse than Philly. But both of your defenses aren't playing up to what you should be playing. Y'all aren't top 10 in anything offensive or defensively. So that it's weird, but you're winning. So it's not like a dig, but it's odd. And is it sustainable? You know,
Yeah.
but you're winning. So whatever. All right, let's get more positivity in this sucker. And we got my man Jose with his Pudo players of the week. We're going to get into that right now.
Nasty. It's dirty. Ooh, get freaky. Ay caramba. What up, guys? Welcome to Jose's Puro Players of the Week. And of course, as per usual, we talk about rooks, we talk about defensive, offensive players, protectors, and MVPs. So let's get started, shall we? Rookie of the Week. Now, some of y'all might say, well, guys, Omarion Hampton had a nice run game. You still took the L to the other rookie that was more impressive in that game. And that was the QB, Jackson Dart, who made his debut against a top defensive team as the Chargers are and beat them. So I'm giving Rookie of the Week to Jackson Dart.
Oh,
For Defensive Player of the Week, this man came back. He had a brutal injury last year. His leg was going sideways everywhere. It looked like a damn metronome. But this time around, he's causing fumbles. He's causing destruction. Give me Aiden Hutchinson for Defensive Player of the Week. Offensive Player of the Week, it's easy. he's a guy that I said before the season was probably going to have the second best season as a wide receiver. And that is Mr. Puka Nacua, who went out there putting up some big numbers.
He did. He balled out of control.
Exactly. Against the undefeated Colts. Went out there and put up some great numbers. Got his first receiving touchdown of the season, but he's been leading the season with passing yard or receiving yards. So love it there. Protect of the week, kind of tricky. Again, this award you could just call it the Penei Sewell Award. I'm just not going to do it just yet. Give me Garrett Bowles of the Denver Broncos out there, making sure his guy is clean, not touched. Got the best PFF grade out there. No, it's all good. A good game for them. We'll see how they do against the Philadelphia Eagles next week. But against the Bengals, clean. And the MVP. I could have given it to Patrick Mahomes because he came out 4 touchdowns on them Baltimore Ravens. But I'm sorry, those sorry-ass Ravens are giving up 35 points for free every damn week. So I'm just not going to do it. Sorry, Mahomes. I'm going to give it to the guy who was throwing it to not just Puka, but to Devontae, to Tutu Atwell, for that game freaking scoring touchdown. Give me Matthew Stafford. MVP, 37-year-old Stafford. Still got that arm, still got that ability to lead a team, even in the toughest times. Yeah. So, guys, Dart, Hutchinson, Puka, Bowles, Stafford, those are my Boodle players of the week.
My man. Well, thank you for that. Fellas, this is the opportunity to add, challenge, whatever y'all want to do to Mr. Jose. Who you think was maybe not mentioned or who deserves honorable mention? Like this is y'all's opportunity.
That boy, Dakota Rain Prescott, even though in a tie, with everything against him, the way
disqualified because of the tie.
No, think about this. How much this game was like scrutinized on him, and he wasn't even because Micah Jerry, and they're asking him questions, and he could have been like, oh, you know what, who cares? He was professional like he usually always is, balled out, man, and the media was still trying to pry to get it out of him, try to see if he would switch up and try to say something about Micah Parsons, and he didn't, man.
That sounds great and all. But we don't do ties in this league, bro. We don't touch ties. So no one that got a tie got awarded anything. You got shit. It's an L. It's an L.
And
if you don't win.
And also, I will add on to your Matthew Stafford love. Still able to get hit in the mouth and land throw a beautiful pass. And also, I think I'm probably wrong, and I'm probably slandering this brother, but if I'm not, I'm right. He by himself had Xavier Howard retire.
Oh yeah, he did retire.
Yeah, it's
Hey, Joe, your boy needed 5 quarters to put up his numbers, and it still didn't touch Matthew Stafford's numbers in 4 quarters. So,
who's leading the league in passing yards?
Who cares? If you got 1 win out of 4 games so far, they don't mean shit to me.
We ain't looking at wins.
At one point, Russell Wilson was the highest guy in that matter. I don't think so. He's on a bench. You want to keep going?
Keep going. I want to challenge the Omarion or add Omarion Hampton. I know you put Jackson Dart, but I think he had a phenomenal game as a rookie. He's been kind of the heart and soul of that hardball scheme, what they got going on over there. So I want to give some love to Omarion Hampton. And I got him on my fantasy team, and he dropped buckets. So Omarion Hampton for president right now.
Same. I have him for fantasy as well. But the issue with it is that it's a hardball problem right now, apparently. They don't run it enough. This guy put up 128 with 12 carries, and they only ran 13 times as a team. Now, if they ran a little more, if they didn't put everything on Herbert and they trusted their running back a little more, they could have won that game. But I have to give it to the Rook, who had the situation where he has to come in 4 weeks into the season and take over. His wide receiver 1 is gone, and now it's no more. His running back 1 happens to be a fellow rookie from the 4th round. So he was doing whatever he could as a guy who we all know this Giants team sucks. they're bad. The coach, the GM, they're about to be deported. They're about to be pink slipped, all that good shit. Omari Hampton has a lot of weeks to go through. This is the 1 week I probably can give Jackson Dart his flowers because after this, he probably ain't going to be getting more.
Ah, man, that's a little sad. I want to give a shout out to Ashton Genty. I agree with the rookie of the week being Jackson Dart just because of the scenario like you laid out. But Ashton Genty finally coming about, showing who everybody thought he was.
He went back to the Michael Myers stance. That's what he did.
Oh, yeah, bro,
That's what he did.
That's
Don't
what
change
he
me.
did.
He said, "Don't change me."
Don't change
Right.
him, man.
Hey, what
Don't
about
fix it
Drake
in, bro.
May?
Don't
What
fix
about
that.
Drake May doing the Cam Newton celebration?
He's the real.
I mean,
Well,
Drake May.
I was gonna say he's the real Cam Newton. He's the real Superman. All right.
I was like, bro, really against the Panthers? I was like, hey, you got
That's
some
probably
balls
why.
on you.
He's from North Carolina, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
It's really a kind of a shout out, honestly.
Yeah,
Not
Cam
disrespect.
approved. Cam approved.
Yeah, Cam's the man. All right.
So
Trying to stir it up, Joe. Get out of here, dude. Get outta
Hey,
here.
I made an edit on it, so it's all right.
All right. Let's get into the next segment and get a little bit more dark. Huh? Who's we skipped it last week, but this week it's here. It's back because he's back. And that's Mr. Sheriff West. He's gonna give us who's on the wanted list, dead or alive. All right. You find him, bring him in.
All right. So I'm actually going to switch it up this week. First off, excuse my mattress in the background. I'm still figuring things out with my apartment, trying to move things around. So first off, excuse my mattress that's just sitting back there. Second of all, yeah, wasn't here last week. So I thought today I'll switch it up for my wanted list. I'm not going to do any players or I'm not going to do any teams.
Oh,
It's going to be very unique.
Okay.
I'm going straight at the NFL because what I'm watching is not the football I love anymore. This season, it started off wicked. It started off weird, and I know why. So this is to Roger Goodell. He's on the wanted list. And all the little people in the offices that never played football, but they have all their hands on the NFL. This is their big wanted list. First issue. Can you not have fun in football no more? This taunting thing is getting fucking out of hand. Excuse my language, but goodness gracious. Prime example. Cooper DeJean made a great play, just did a step over of the offensive player that he tackled. He stepped over him, looked down at him, stepped over him. 15-yard penalty.
Yep.
Against us last week with Puka Nacua. He did this. Caught a first down on us. He did this. Flag on the play. This is not fun to watch. Like, Amon-Ra St. Brown went to the camera and cussed up a storm and nothing happened.
Yeah, he did.
50K.
He got
I
fined.
think.
He got fined. But I just the NFL is just not fun. Like that's the first issue I have. So that's the first thing I on my want to list is what happened to the fun of football.
Okay.
Second thing, gosh, the too high safety is ruining the NFL. What happened to 300-yard pass? I swear, when I was a kid, I used to go to church, get out of church because I went to a black church. So I started at 10:30, got out at 1 p.m. I remember looking at the halftime stats at 1 p.m. Drew Brees, almost 300 yards and a half. Peyton Manning, 300 yards. Tom Brady, 300 yards. Big Ben, 300. What happened to the 300? You know why? Because the kickoff starts at the touchback is at the 35-yard line now. So all you need is 2 first downs and Brandon Aubrey for a 70-yard field goal, and that's it. This football is not fun to watch, okay? So what happened to the 300-yard passing games? And take the too high safety out. It's ruining the game of football. And then my very last thing, a tie. How do you get prepared all week? You fly from Green Bay to Dallas. You fans buy tickets Sunday night football game, waiting all day for a Sunday night. People PTO'd off of work and went to the game. People bought jerseys. They took expensive Ubers. People flew in. People called out sick the next day at work for a tie. This doesn't make sense. This is the only major sport you can tie in. And what does a tie do? A tie does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. It means we all wasted our time. That's what that means. A tie means we wasted our time. My thing is, it has to be some kind of form of tie. If you got to line up Dak versus Micah and let them fist fight to see who's the winner,
Well, that's
something-
not fair.
I
That
don't.
was fair.
Listen, that's better than a tie at this point.
I approve.
Something has to happen. And where the NFL poops it every year is when we look at the NCAA, they got it figured out. They've been had it figured out. They had the overtime rules figured out a long time ago. And the NFL's like, let's just give both teams a possession and that's it. It's stupid. Roger Goodell, all the little minions in suits out there that never played a game of football that's controlling all this. That is my wanted list for the week.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Brother Jalen West. Much appreciated. All right.
Take a bow. Take a bow.
That was good. Now they're going to be coming for you, though. So go ahead, put the group layout. There we go. Thank you, Jose. All right. Let's get into while we're good on time. Okay, we got 30 minutes. Let's get to our Not Your Average Joe's top 5. Terrence, I think you've been here and seen this, right? All right.
I don't think he's seen that picture, but yeah.
The Washington Miltons.
Right. Not Your Average Joe's top 5 power rankings heading into week 5. Terrence, after I get the fellas, because the fellas already know that, they make the list, you can critique our list or you can have your own and give me your list. Whichever one, since you're an honorary guest, it's fine with me. I'll start us off so everybody could get their stuff in order. Not Your Average Joe's top 5 power rankings as of week 5. I have at number 5, staying the same because we'll talk about it if we have to. The Los Angeles Rams. Number 5. Number 4, making it into the top 5. Weren't in the top 5 last week, but they're in now. The Detroit Lions. Number 3, another team skyrocketing up my power rankings, and I'll defend it if I have to. The Seattle Seahawks. Number 2, the Buffalo Bills. And number 1, I hate how Philly is playing, but whatever. They're 4-0. Drops the mic. Leaves. All right. Go ahead. All right. I know who it was for. I know. We'll talk about it, Jose. Go ahead.
All right, this is your boy Joe, the Sports Mailman's Not Your Average Joe's top 5. So at number 5, the Los Angeles Chargers at number 5. Number 4, the Los Angeles Rams. At number 3, the Detroit Lions. At number 2, the Fighting Josh Allens and the Buffalo Bills. And at number 1, the reigning defending Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles, still at number 1.
Okay. Jalen, whenever you're ready, bro.
All right, so my top 5 heading into week 5 at number 5. Give me the Los Angeles Chargers. At number 4, give me the Los Angeles Rams. It's crazy that I agree with you, Milton. At number 3, give me the Seattle Seahawks. At number 2, give me the Buffalo Bills. And I'm not happy or proud of this, but again, until you beat the champs, they're going to stay number 1. Number 1, give me my Eagles.
Right on. I'll say I'm so happy to hear yours. Go ahead.
All right. Entering my top 5 for the first time this season, it is the LA Rams. Falling from number 1 to 4, it is the LA Chargers. Moving up 2 spots, for number 3 is the Detroit Lions. Moving up 2 spots again, it is the Buffalo Bills. And to reclaim their throne for the first time, number 1 of the season for me, it is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. Now, Terrence, you have the option to Do you want to help critique us, or do you by chance have a list? Oh, you're muted, I think. All right, thumbs up.
Yeah, you made it.
Am I
I
tripping?
don't know.
No,
No,
we
he,
can't.
he lost audio connection somehow.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Hello?
There he
There
is.
he is.
There you
There
go.
he is.
Talk to
All
me.
right.
All right. Hold on, give me 1 sec. I'm trying to.
He disappeared.
Is that a
The
joke?
Bane.
What's going on?
Maybe he
Y'all,
has a
y'all,
crazy
y'all are
birthday.
doing this to yourselves, by the way. When you get yourselves in trouble, Milton Joe, this is you.
Oh, you got my joke. Okay, got it. All right.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
All right, cool.
Go ahead, bro.
I was going to go Philly 1, Buffalo 2, Detroit 3, Rams 4, Chargers 5.
Great minds think alike. Like
Copy and paste Joe.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, let's talk about it. We got still a couple minutes. We get about 5-10 minutes at the max.
Now let's get into it. What Seattle
Go ahead.
Seahawks 3? Jumping
Oh,
at
sure.
3, all this stuff. Come on, guys.
Of course.
3?
Of course. Yes.
Who? I didn't say nothing about that. I'm not going with that. I'm not.
I'm going at Milton and Jalen for that 3.
Yeah, sure.
We can answer 5. We can have this conversation. 3?
3 for
look at
sure.
who they beat.
So Jalen, do you want me to start it off, or you want to?
Well, I'm going to start off
Pittsburgh.
just by saying, one, the Seattle Seahawks to me, they have impressed me so far with their overall play. I'm gonna just say that one. Two as well. They beat the Cardinals, who I had to win the division. So I'm trying to give them
that's
some.
why.
I'm trying to give them some. I'm giving them some credit there. The Cardinals are not a bad team at all. I don't know why y'all
Beating them
trying to.
8 times in a row, though.
I don't care. I do not care. The Cardinals are not a bad team at all.
They're not. They're not.
They're not a,
He's standing
they're
on
not a-
business.
But here's my thing with Seattle right now. Even again with the 4 games, besides obviously they lost week 1 to the 49ers. But after that, they did everything they were supposed to do. They took care of Pittsburgh, right, which is not a sorry team. They took care of the Saints in a fashion that they should have, 44-13, right?
DTA.
And then they just, in a division game, short week, they beat the Cardinals. So they're hot right now. So I'm gonna put them in the top 5 for now while they're still hot. Again, because it might not pan out like that for the rest of the season. So I'm gonna just give them credit where it's due, what I think it's due for right now.
Again, I don't
That's
mind
valid.
5, but 3 is crazy to me. That's
So
just
the reason I have them
But
so
his
high as
reasoning is
well.
valid. I get that.
Yes, everything that Jalen said, I 100% agree with. And then if we look at, because this is about like building up, it's not what you did all 4 games. It's like,
season.
okay,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
a momentum building kind of thing. So Seattle's last 3, their average is 32 points per game, and they're allowing 16 points per game. So that's one.
That's good.
That's a
Great.
big BTA, like my brother Joe just said. They had the most yards, because it's not even just Arizona. Yeah, I agree with you, Jose. Like they've beaten Arizona the last couple times, but they had the most yards against Arizona compared to everybody that's played Arizona. I
Yeah.
understand that.
Well, this week's gonna be really big for them. They play Tampa, Seattle.
100%. They also caused, like when it comes to Pittsburgh, they also caused the most turnovers when it came going against Pittsburgh. So even Pittsburgh's won a good team, but even Pittsburgh compared to all the other teams that they played them a certain way and beat them. Well, obviously the only team to beat them. And also, like Jalen said, with the New Orleans team, New Orleans sucks. Okay, I got it. But out of all the teams New Orleans played, that was New Orleans' worst game. They beat the brakes off of New Orleans compared to all the other teams that played them. So Seattle trajectory is going straight up. The defense is playing amazing. The secondary actually is more of the weak point, but they're starting to get it together. So it's just a momentum thing for me. Offensively, their running game became a little bit more consistent, but we'll see if that continues.
Jalen, talk to me. Why is Detroit not in your top 5 at all?
You're not gonna like my answer, but I'm gonna put it to you straight. I'm still not a believer in Detroit. I'm not, dude.
Really?
I'm
Well,
not.
I get you.
Here's the thing, and I say this because I know sometimes when I say that, people don't understand. Let me pull the lines up real quick. They just played the Browns, right?
Mhm.
We're not going to talk about that.
Add
So
them
they
up if you
lost.
need to.
They lost to the Packers, right? They beat the mess out the Bears. Oh, again, I'm not seeing that as much. The Ravens are not good. The Ravens are not good right
They
now.
were good when they beat them.
Huh?
They were good when the Lions beat them.
No, they wasn't, bro. I don't start saying a team is good until we got to get more games. We're only in week 4. I can't say the Ravens are good. They're 1-3. That's not a good. Like to me, the only
They've been playing all Goliath type teams out the gate though.
they're
They've
not
been playing
good.
see.
It still
They're
doesn't.
not
It
good.
still doesn't
They been
allow
having-
a team to allow 30+ points though. That's the issue with the Ravens.
We said that schedule don't. Most of those are usually the high flying teams though. So the Lions
I'm
be
like
putting
the
up
the
buckets.
30-38 score is
The
not telling something
38
because
is
they
a
scored
lot,
that
but the
because they scored a garbage touchdown to make it 38-30.
Mm-hmm.
The
I'm
Ravens
again.
against the Detroit.
I'm just not impressed with Detroit right now. Like again, you beat up on the Bears, who are again cool. The Ravens aren't good right now. I'm not sold on them.
Okay.
I want to just say that
Sure.
I was initially already impressed with Detroit after they got their win versus Baltimore. To beat Baltimore in a more physical fashion in Baltimore, I felt like I was seeing the next step with Detroit with that because I like that for them. I like that direction.
Baltimore secondary sucks, right?
But
It
they
does.
were attacking the run game though. It was,
But I'm
it
saying
was a
that
run
was
game.
total
That
the
was-
bill on Baltimore when the Lions played them.
yeah. I'm like,
Even-
and it was Montgomery, not even
It was Montgomery,
Gibbs.
but I'm
Yeah,
saying
he
they were
was killing
smashing
them in the
and
run
bashing
game.
because they had what's called kind of splitting them out, throwing the ball out the backfield too. With,
They ran on them more than they threw it on them.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I'll say
I'm just-
Detroit is. Go ahead, Jalen.
I was about to say I'm looking at the schedule. I'm not counting the Ravens and what I saw so far the Ravens as like, oh yeah, that's a pivotal win right there. I'm just not right now.
Yeah.
I guess I give Lions a lot of props because they did get embarrassed that week 1 matchup with the Packers, and they've been kind of doing the opposite to everyone else. Now they're the ones embarrassing them. And I know you wanted to dismiss the Browns, but I don't dismiss Myles Garrett in that defense. And the fact is that the Detroit Lions offensive line did shut down Myles Garrett, and they were able to belt to ask them as well. Now, obviously, of course, Cleveland ain't putting up points, right? But they were able to stop Myles Garrett, and I think that in its own right should be a big props.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's look at everybody else. Everybody else is kind of pretty
Same.
much similar. Yeah. Philly's just number 1. Bills, everybody got Bills. Yeah. All right. Well, outliers, me and Jalen. But I still got Detroit, though. I think the Chargers have to show me something else from that loss that they had. If Justin Herbert, I believe in Justin Herbert, but not only the loss, but who else you lost in that game with losing Joe Alt. You already don't have your other tackle. I think that's going to prove an issue the later this goes, and they're not going to play up to par. But I get it. Okay. Let us get – hold on. Let me get it all ready. I was trying to find like a DMX song, but I couldn't find one that I would get copyrighted on. So I don't have a DMX song. Sorry, fellas. We're going to talk about locks and dogs of week 5. You'll see the picture of ours. And then also we'll go over our locks and dogs before anybody's got to jet.
I'm doing terrible.
Don't even ask me.
It's okay. It's a long season.
You could be 1-7 like Joe.
You could do the sound now, Jalen. We missed it last week.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get into it. So locks and dogs last week, as you see, only me and Jose got both lock and dog right. Cody did get his dog.
Underdog? No,
I
he got
think
the
so.
Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers, right?
Right,
No.
his dog. He was the +3.5, I think. So he got his dog right, got his lock wrong. And Jalen, you got both of yours wrong this time.
Hey.
It's all right. Hey, it's still early season. Jose's up, but he's not up by much. So if he has a bad week,
Wow.
and also, yeah, Joe, it was worse for you because I felt your pain.
By like 3 points, I think, in total. I was like,
Total.
Wait,
Total.
last week, Jose, you picked the Saints to beat the Bills.
No, I
No,
picked the
you have
Saints
to
to cover.
Remember, you got to cover. Plus 15.5 was the number.
They lost by
They covered.
12.
Yeah, and they covered.
yeah,
That's
like
the beauty.
1931.
That's the beauty.
I took the bold risk of that.
And that's why even with locks, if you get your lock right, like Joe did, but it was 1.5, they won by 1, so Joe failed. That it makes it more difficult. You gotta look at the numbers now to really tell who's your lock and who's your dog. Makes it more difficult. Hey, just because you're losing, Jalen, I don't want to hear it. Come on, let's.
Hey, Jalen, I'm like, last week you didn't even pick, and you're still ahead of me.
Jalen, you're one spot behind Milton. It's fine. And we all know that he fumbled the whole season last year.
Stop it. Okay,
The whole year.
Wait
Remember,
a minute.
His nickname right now, it does say Debate King, but it was once upon a time still eliminated. So let's not forget.
Still for like 4 weeks.
All right. All right. Yeah, for 4 weeks. Go ahead, lap it up.
So you took a shot at me for not being that far ahead, but now
You're right,
like
you're right, you're
you.
I don't like it. You're right. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about week 5. I go first because I mean I did a great job. I don't know what I can say to be more. I can't be humble right now.
Hey, what is Cody calling Milton now? Goodell, Milton Goodell, or how what did he say?
Milton Goodell.
Hey,
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Well, now I don't want to be.
You're gonna end up on
one.
Jalen's wanted list next week.
I knew you were gonna say, yeah. He's already thinking about it. Yeah, this guy absolutely sucks. Okay, let's go. My lock of week 5 is gonna be. It's gonna be very quickly. If I'm gonna be right or wrong, the Los Angeles Rams covering the 7.5.
Hey, it's 8.5 now.
It is 8.5.
Oh, damn! It is.
So do you want to take the 8.5?
You weren't
I'll
that
take
quick
that.
about it.
I'll take the 8.5. I'll take the 8.5. Yeah, that's crazy. Just all right. Yeah, that's how odds are. They change. Okay. I'll take the 8.5. I think they'll win by 10 or more. No Brock Purdy, no Ricky Pearsall, no Juwan Jennings. Who the heck is Mac Jones gonna throw it to? Yeah. So yeah,
And throw it Jalen. He's gonna call him up.
Okay. Yeah. I'll. You know what? I hope not, because I think Jalen will tear up that secondary. So all right, let's go. My dog of week 5. It's a little biased, but I also did some thinking, and I think I'm leaning in the right direction. It's the team back there that has 6 championships in my lifetime. None of you guys have seen that, but it's okay. That's not a problem.
My God.
Whoa. I'm just going to my spill. But yeah, I got the New England Patriots.
Are you insulting Terrence? I mean, he is a Steelers fan.
Yes, but he hasn't experienced all his championships like us.
Sorry,
I
Terrence.
experienced the ones I've seen on TV.
Terrence, I'm sorry. I didn't want to be that guy. I don't want to be Milton. Too early.
He hung out with Uncle Shannon. Shannon told him
He's
all
one
about
of those Patriots fans, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, really? You're kidding me. You're kidding me. I'm trying to make a little bit here. Okay. All right. New England Patriots are going to cover the 7.5. I think they're going to flat out win. I think this is an upset alert. But even if they don't, I think they will cover the 7.5. I don't think the Bills, the one thing that we're good at right now is stopping the run. And so take Cook out. Cook ain't going to cook this game. And if we look at Gonzo's finally another game healthy, Josh Allen's going to throw one of those stupid picks that he always throws every now and again, and that's going to bite him in the keister the later the game goes. Jalen, I don't like that. I know Italian. All right. That's a sign language of, nope,
Yeah.
I saw it.
I'll scratch my chin.
I don't like how you were doing it, but all right, let's go. Okay, so next up. So again, lock is Los Angeles Rams covering the 8.5. New England Patriots will also cover 7 against Buffalo. Next up is Jose. Cody, I got Cody's list on my phone just in case y'all don't choose the names. Then it's Joe and Jalen. You really messed up this time. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So my lock of the week, it's going to be, I'm taking the 10.5 of the Detroit Lions versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals ain't going to stop anything the Lions throw at them. So I'm definitely getting that 7.5 covered. I'm not afraid of that one. And for my dog, So tricky. I don't know if I want to do this. I'm going to. I hate you, Milton, because he took mine, but it's whatever. Give me right now plus 1.5 New York Giants to beat that sorry ass 0-17 Saints.
For sure. That was my second choice, but I got first pick, so didn't have to.
Cheer.
All right. Well, it's okay. All right. All right. Cody is next, and nobody chose this one. Y'all have to give me the numbers because I didn't look up the numbers for him. He has the Dallas Cowboys as his lock. What is that?
Minus 2.5. Yeah.
Minus 2.5. And his underdog, you picked it first, Jose. His underdog is going to be the Buccaneers. What are they?
Yeah, I think it's
Plus 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5.
Dang,
Okay.
plus 3.5 Seattle. Oh, wow. Okay. Right on. All right. Joe, go ahead, bro.
Alrighty, so my lock of the week, it's gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs at 3.5.
Okay.
Okay,
Smart.
and then let me see, who do I want to take as a dog?
Take the Browns. You know, why don't you cut off Milton and pick the Niners?
Nah,
Yeah, do it. Come on. Do the fade it.
Covered the 8.5.
I'm gonna take the Ravens
Oh, yeah.
at minus 1.5
Plus 1.5.
or plus 1.5.
Okay. Jalen. Yes, it's the leftovers, but I think there's two sneaky picks. No one said.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be the biggest Eagles fan this year. I'm gonna lock in my Eagles to
Okay.
beat the shit out the Broncos. I'm gonna take the minus 3.5.
Damn, only 3.5. I think it would be a little bit more.
Beat that Bo phony.
Denver. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Denver's
And
actually
then-
good.
Yeah, no, different. They are good, but I just feel like this might be the week that they play a complete game and it's just fireworks and blah 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 blah. So
Okay.
I'm just hopeful right now. That's all it is.
Right.
I'm not gonna watch that game, by the way. I'm not. I refuse to.
What? Come on. All right.
And then this is nasty, but I just the Dolphins suck. So I'm gonna go with the Panthers plus 1.5.
Woo.
Well, they're at home,
Basically.
so they should possibly look good.
They should.
no-
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
They
right.
suck. They
And then no
Both
Tyreek
teams-
Hill.
Both teams suck.
Yeah, they both suck. We talked
True.
about them.
Yeah,
Totally
very
ball game
true.
right here.
They both
I agree.
ass.
I agree with that. But Carolina, they really suck. Okay. All right. Well, locks and dogs are in.
Our roof, as Jalen would say.
Oh, I didn't do
Yeah.
it. Oh,
Yeah, one of you guys are supposed to, but it's okay.
My
Whatever.
bad.
Who cares?
I don't want to take it from Jalen.
All right, I
That's my
appreciate
fault.
that, Joe. You're right, Joe. All right, yeah, Jalen, you're right. It is your fault. All right, fellas. So we got Jalen. You got 8 minutes. I want if there is something that you want to discuss, that you want to rant on, that you want to put out there, I want to hear it. That's why we have you. But yeah, because I got other debate, I got other storylines I want to talk about, but I don't want to get into that. I want to get into what you want to talk about first.
I don't have much going into this week. I will say the Jets suck. The
Well,
Saints suck as well.
Okay, what do
Me
you
and Jose are still on track for this 0-17 for the Saints, and it's looking good. I think the Giants are going to beat them. I don't think that's even though they're favored, I think they're just doing that just to do it at this point. Because in no realm should the Saints ever be favored.
Mhm.
They're not good.
That's true. That's true.
Cody's not here, but I want it so bad because y'all know all the heat I dealt with last year with these Texans, and this is going to be like my biggest point that I want to talk about. I think the NFL does an amazing job of uplifting their upcoming players, where the NBA they always just talk down on all these new players, blah blah blah. Like that's why the NBA ratings suck because they always talk down on these up and coming players, where the NFL does a really good job of talking up these new players.
Mhm.
Sometimes they get a little crazy though. Because ever since CJ Stroud had that big brother moment with Caleb Williams, their numbers are exactly the same. I don't know why a two-year person tried to big brother anybody in the league. That was hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I think we have to really get off this gas of putting less than 3-year players on these
Up on the
pedestals
pedestal.
of being
Yes.
great.
Hell
We
yeah.
got to stop doing that, man, because
agree
time
with
and
that.
time again, just because your team has one good season doesn't mean y'all are a dynasty. But that's what the Texas was moving like. They was moving.
Jalen, they did it with Jordan Love too. They did that. They did the same stuff you talking about.
These teams aren't winning anything. But they all of a sudden they got the next best, the up and coming, all this stuff. They win 11 games, and you can't tell this fan base nothing. And then they suck the next season. I've seen this happen so many times. That's why I said we gotta these people gotta get off their high horse.
Jaden, who's it happening more to right now this season? Who's the second-year quarterback who is happening it more to right now?
Wait, Jaden, not Jaden. He been hurt.
No, not Jaden.
Second-year quarterback. Let me see. Hold on. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Bo Nix or
Michael Penix. Let's
Michael
go.
Penix had no hype. He had 3 games last year.
Okay,
Right.
no, is it Caleb?
Are you saying
I would say Bo. I'd say Bo.
Oh, Bo.
Bo? But the thing is, if you compare Bo's numbers his first couple games to last year, they're still better. He's just taking more chances that it's not ending well. But that's me and you will talk about that. Jalen, go ahead, continue. Yeah, go.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying we got to stop putting these players on these high pedestals. Less than 3 years in the league, we got to stop doing that, man. And one of my last points, I've had this argument. I'm gonna continue to have this argument all season long. Joe, you're not gonna want to hear this, but I'm just being realistic. CeeDee Lamb is not a top 5 receiver in this league.
oh,
And
here we go.
let me tell you what. Well, I can tell you why. I'm not saying Scary Terry's better or nothing like that. I'm just saying he's not, because again, when we talk about top 5, if you take the percentage of all the receivers that are in the league, top 5 is like 1%. That is elite. How can you be elite at something and you have the most drops in the league? That does not make sense.
Jalen,
Like you can't. You can't be one of the best. That's like saying, okay, this field goal kicker, we're gonna put him in the top 5, but he misses the most field goals. That doesn't make sense.
you're not going to be able to stick around for this, but it's something to listen, think of a rebuttal against. But I'm going to refute you real quick, okay? All right. So if we look at running backs, right? I'm just going to ask you a question, fellas, not you. Would you say Adrian Peterson is a top 5 running back
Of all time
No, just let's say in 2010s.
in 2010s.
Right. Easy, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean in 2010s.
He had a very bad fumbling problem, however.
Right.
So what would be, because it's the same thing, dropping and fumble. So your job as a running back is to not fumble the ball, right? So if CeeDee Lamb, I'm just saying that specific point on the drops. I'm not saying this proves CeeDee Lamb is a top 5. But if you use that argumentation, then
That's
we're
just
going
one-
to have to go ahead.
That's just one point. That's just one.
Right, that's it. That's all, the only one I'm attacking. I'm not attacking the
Yeah.
entirety of it. I'm just attacking
Yeah,
that.
I
If you use
have
that,
more
that's
points. Yeah, I have more points that I could go over, but I'm just tired of people saying CeeDee Lamb's a top 5. Because honestly, right now, I will take a Jettas easily. I'm taking Jamar easily. I mean, it's unfortunate that the quarterbacks went
Puka.
down. I'm
Yeah,
Puka
Puka.
by a mile. It's unfortunate the offense is looking this way. I'm still taking AJ Brown over him. It's unfortunate the
agree.
offense looks this way. I'm still taking him over him. Like I'm not.
Who
And-
5?
Huh?
Who 5?
Easy.
Then at 5.
Look, think about this year.
That fifth one, he just went down. There's gonna be Malik Neighbors easily.
Not so.
Malik-
So
it was-
he
it was
only
gonna
got.
be-
Remember, that's going to refute your own
You
point.
don't want to
Yeah.
put people on a pedestal.
You can't.
And you're
You
doing it
can't.
with Malik
uh-huh.
neighbors.
So
I
subtract.
right. I
Who's
can't put
leading
him on
the
a
league
pe-
right now? Who's leading the league right now in touchdowns? I think he would be 5. St. Brown.
Who? Oh yeah, I can go.
Oh,
Mara.
yeah.
I can go Mara. That's fine.
Yeah, but Malik Neighbors again. He refutes the initial.
Yeah,
thing.
no, for sure. That's what I get it. I said okay, but I'll take Amara
Okay.
easily. Like
AJ
we gotta
Brown.
stop-
Yeah, I'm with you. I would definitely take AJ Brown, but yeah, this way your offensive coordinator's doing them. Yeah, it's starting to.
Yeah, I mean it's
mess
not
up.
again.
It's
It's
muddy that water. Yeah,
He can't
unfortunately.
throw himself the ball, so I can't take just because he's not
That's
getting the
fair.
ball. He doesn't mean he's not a good receiver. But again, that's just
100%.
my points that I just wanted to get out before I dip because I got to get ready to go to work. So y'all enjoy
Alright.
enjoy the rest of the
Of
show.
course, brother. Jalen, thank you for being here, dude. Next week, let me know like your schedule. See if you're available. Just let me know, bro. I would love for you to be joining.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's Scary Terry's better than CD Lamb.
He's no.
I like how he did it
no.
out the end.
No, damn it.
Like,
Oh,
dude,
no.
so
Thanks
like,
for having me, y'all.
Of course, Terrence. Always a pleasure, brother. Thank you for being here, man.
Always, bro.
All right, fellas. Now we're going into some after hours stuff. And I want to ask you fellas first, because I have some things written down, but the show isn't for me. Before we get into like some kind of week 5 main games, any storylines that you see either from week 4 or heading into week 5 that you really want to discuss, any debate topics, anything like that before I go? Please.
Adonai Mitchell and the Colts beat themselves, man.
Well, just think, Jose, correct him, please.
AD Mitchell beat the Colts.
I don't think the
Well,
Colts beat the Colts.
by
That guy beat
himself.
Well, by himself, but
Yes,
He-
I'm like,
100%.
he's a part of
cost
the team.
team.
So I'm,
No,
Two.
he cost the team 2 touchdowns, not 1, 2.
Damn
Two
it.
touchdowns.
By himself. By
I was just
himself.
like, I was watching this
That-
game and I'm
Danny
like,
Pennies could be 4-0 right now.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, watching the game, I was like, the Colts are competing with the upper echelon type team that we think the Rams could possibly go to a Super Bowl, and the Colts are right there neck and neck with them throughout the whole game.
And it
just goes-
started, and the funny thing is, it started bad. Danny Dimes threw a very bad pick that didn't, again, he went above 20 yards and
Yeah.
it was short. It was short. It was a good idea. He had the guy beat, but it was short. So boom, that fits the narrative. Danny, he's going back to Danny Pennies, and they still played well, and he still played well after that. Another underthrown ball that could have been worse, but nonetheless. And yeah, 80 freaking Mitchell, 2. That's crazy. You would, just like Jose said, that would have been 4-0. I would have had, that pick wrong, but I still would have won because, the whole narrative that I got going. Yeah, that's rough. So luckily they play Las Vegas, but still that's pretty rough loss.
As we know, Pennies can give the ball up to anyone too.
No, yeah, for sure.
Not this year, but all right, let's go.
He gave up 2 already.
Well, yes, but who other quarterbacks have 2 interceptions? That's not a bad stat. That's not a bad stat at all. And y'all would say that he would have more interceptions than touchdowns by now, but so that's not true. But let's get off of the Colts. They freaking lost. All right. Well, I was right on the pick. I still picked the Rams. Any other storylines? Yeah, AD Mitchell sucks.
The Eagles not having no passing yards in the second half. Like that just crazy.
That just goes back to what I said. They only played good 1 half and then they just shut down.
Yeah.
That's so weird. What a weird stat.
They're not in sync. The team's not in sync. Their trajectory, they're gonna be what they happened 2 years ago.
Yeah. They start off hot
8-9 wins and then lose the rest of the way. Because you can't play like this in November, December. You just can't, because that's when everyone is competing.
Yeah.
November, December football is the most important football. Like this first 4 weeks, it's preseason. It's preseason. The next 4 weeks, it's more of an establishment. November, December, it's basically early playoff football.
Yeah.
This is what everyone is getting into it. Like, this is not consistent for the rest of the season.
That's funny that you mentioned the 23 season because, that's exactly how it kind of panned out. Yeah,
they rarely won those games too.
Right. And it looked there was some kind of dysfunction going. You just couldn't pinpoint.
Two years ago, Jalen Hurts threw too much. This year, the team doesn't have enough receiving yards.
Well, it just doesn't look like the offense as a whole. It just looks weird. And then they continue to come up with these plays because then they had the block punt, like off the jump. I was like, damn, like this is crazy. Like their team as a whole doesn't look good, but then they're getting plays here and there that justify their team's winning.
That was leaning. I might as well put at least this one out there. It's the Pennsylvania little thing that I was going to get at is you have the Philadelphia Eagles only basically they're winning because they're not turning the ball over. They have 1 turnover in the four games, and the other teams, especially I forgot that was Pittsburgh. The other teams are obviously turning the ball over. So they're relying on that to win the games, especially like you said, Joe, with special teams. Pittsburgh, same thing. The positive with having an Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers is having a good year, so not saying that. But the positive with having a guy like him is he'll rarely turn the ball over. And he might get pissed off on how conservative they're being, but the other team, even though the defense isn't good, is turning the ball over at astronomical rates. That's how they're winning the games. Both of them, I don't think, are sustainable offensively. The offense can't function this way anywhere in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, or the Philadelphia Eagles.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is throwing the ball away. 3 of the 4 weeks so far, he has 3 interceptions. What I think is a positive, which is what you brought out about having an Aaron Rodgers before the season started, Milton, was you have that stability as far as leadership, as far as that IQ on the field. Whereas previous years, you don't have that IQ in certain moments. You pretty much choke those leads without that lack of IQ. And Aaron Rodgers keeps that afloat to give them the wins. That's why they're not 1-3; they're 3-1.
That's fair. Right on. Okay. Anything else before we get into some Week 5 stuff? There's a couple storylines out there.
Just the MetLife turf gets another one, man. It's crazy that it continues. Like each week, another guy gets hurt.
What do y'all think? What's the solution? Just getting new turf?
There's no solution. Sadly,
Right. Grass.
Grass would be the answer, but the problem is the league ain't gonna tell the owners what to do.
Oh no.
So it's not part of the CBA. It's not part of anything like that. So until they can get into negotiations, like into the CBA, to make every field grass, like how they do for the Super Bowl, like it's crazy. Like they bring in grass, like they did for Arizona because they play on turf. They brought in grass, but for the Super Bowl, they get what the people want. So, but like, no, until the CBA and if the NFLPA strongholds, the owners and stuff like that with it. Nothing's going to change. So it's just going to be a weekly occurrence, sadly. More people are going to go down.
Okay. And I got see if we could get a debate going here with the affirmative and negatives. If Dak keeps up this play, that he will be in the MVP conversation.
Absolutely not.
No. And that's me coming as a Cowboys fan, man. I'm like, and unless they somehow flirt with the wild card, which I don't think so, with the way this defense looks, he'll probably be offensive player of the year, possibly, if he continues to do what he's doing. He almost has 1,200 passing yards already for 4 weeks.
They're in a situation where, yes, they're leading, I think, the league in passing yards, but they're also giving up the most.
The most yardage, yeah.
So first positive, and then 32nd for the defense. And it's like, and the defense is giving them more yards than what the offense is producing. So that's not. There's just no chance. Dak doesn't have a shot.
Okay, gotcha. I was hoping that at that Joe, I thought you were gonna say
No, like as much as I want to, man, I'm like he has to somehow will this team possibly into wild card contention because I don't think they'll catch Philly. They're already 4-0. They're 1-2-1. Hopefully, Demo comes back quicker than expected. He can come off the IR this upcoming week, but I don't think he'll play. So I want to see how he puts like a shock into that defense, possibly.
Okay, I got one for I guess going into Week 5.
Come on.
And before I gotta head out too, the LA Chargers have fumbled the AFC West title.
Yeah, it's looking like that because Kansas City looks like they finally found themselves now, especially with Xavier Worthy and then Rashee Rice on the horizon coming back. So if they would have went 4-0, it would have been a real stranglehold on that division. But them fumbling away that Giants game was huge because now you let everybody back in because Kansas City's 2-2, Denver's 2-2.
Raiders are 1-3, but yeah.
Oh, that's here and here.
Raiders,
Raiders suck.
Yeah.
So I guess you have to say yes, just because they lost both tackles. I don't know how long Joe Alt's going to be gone,
and that's what I mean by like fumbling. Is like Joe Alt's probably going to be out 3 to 4 weeks, I would say, because it's a high ankle sprain.
And then you lose that game, it just puts you even further back, right?
Yeah, and then the best thing for them is that the 3-0 start was all division rivals, so it's 3-0 in division, so that's a solid start. But now, Milton, because I know originally this is actually Denver's position you actually had. It wasn't the Chargers. Chargers surprised all of us.
All of us, yeah.
But now they got a team like Washington coming in. Then they're going to going to Miami. We know how the heat affects everybody.
Yeah.
Then they got the Colts. You'd assume a more healthier Minnesota. So the schedule's just going to get a little harder now as the seasons go by, as more teams are surprising us than what we expected. They do got the Steelers. They got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who we now see as a more of a viable threat in the AFC.
Mhm.
So this start where they had, where everyone was like, Justin Herbert MVP, oh, AFC West champions. It looks like they fumbled it, and injuries occurred that helped, but nonetheless, it's still fumbled.
Yeah, it's still fumbled nonetheless because it's just like you said. You kind of pointed out everything. I will say I do think, depending on how the Denver and Philly game goes, that will determine like how confident I am still in that prediction on Denver winning it, because Kansas City is just going to get healthy. Rashee Rice is going to come back. Xavier Worthy is just going to get healthier. The offensive line still is not good, but Pat Mahomes knows how to deal with that. So fair enough on that.
Yeah.
And that's just win and loss kind of thing.
It's not worse than last year, I would say.
No.
Simmons looks like a good tackle for the future.
Yeah, Joe Tooney was
Houston.
Yeah.
Houston, what's up, bro? Yeah. I keep saying that. I'm gonna say it every week. Like y'all fumble Simmons.
They should have got Simmons and Conley. I'm like, they could have had one on the left, one on the right, and could have.
The funny thing is with Houston. Let me ask y'all this: when it comes to Week 5, Houston, Baltimore, who's more at risk for losing the game? So, like, who needs to win? This is a must-win game for both. Honestly,
Baltimore needs to win it more,
right?
But Houston's more likely to win. They found possibly their good replacement RB1 in Marks. Right. Maybe, we don't know.
Maybe.
And the situation is that there's not enough pass rush on the Ravens side, so Stroud might not even be in danger, despite how horrible that O-line looks.
Yeah.
They're gonna have 4 guys blocking 1 guy again. Trust me, you'll see it.
That was so crazy. Oh my god.
They weren't the only ones. Did you see the freaking Bengals do the same thing with Denver? Like, it's just crazy. Yeah. But anyways,
what?
I mean,
crazy.
Houston shouldn't lose this game, respectfully, and Ravens need this game. But the Ravens have the more tools as far as they still have Derrick Henry. If you freaking just utilize him, if you just give him like 20 plus times, they might have to. They're going to be.
They're definitely to, right? Yes, exactly. I agree.
They're 1-3, and then they can't afford to start 1-5 before Lamar comes back. Cooper Rush is a competent backup.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot more wins than people expect him to have, and so he'll be just fine. They're not going to ask him to be Superman or anything like that. So Houston has all it takes to win, and Baltimore needs it more, but I still got Baltimore coming out just slightly on top. Slightly, not big.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's actually do some Week 5 before
I'm like, real quick before we, like, you know how we're talking about the Chargers fumbled this division away, the Houston Texans in the offseason fumbled away this division from the jump by not answering what they needed. And that's something we talked about. Like, I remember when we were watching the draft and we're like, offensive line.
They traded away.
They just stopped because CJ Stroud's there. The way this defense has looked, and it's sad to see how great this defense has been, and they're only 1-3. Like with the defense like they have, I think they've only given up like maybe the most 20 points in one of the games, and I think that was the Tampa.
At the most, yeah.
And like whenever you only give up that many points, you should at least be 3-1, possibly even flirting with undefeated season right now. But it's just sad to see how this offensive line has failed them.
I gotta head out, fellas.
Later, brother.
Good, man.
Well, y'all have a good night, guys. Patriots are winning on Sunday. Bet on it.
Later,
Bet your house. Bet the house.
Bet your house. All right.
Bet your mom's house, please.
Well, don't do that, guys. That's a bad decision. All right, let's get in some Week 5 real quick, just to pick 'ems. You have games of the week that you kind of want to.
I have about 5 games that I'm really going to be looking at this week.
Come on.
Okay, my game that I'm going to be looking at the most, it's a Monday night game. Kansas City going to Jacksonville. You know how it is whenever teams go to down south. I know it's a night game, but it's still possibly going to be hot. Kansas City is looking like they found themselves in Jacksonville, man. 3-1, surprisingly, competing for that division. So can Kansas City continue what they had going against Baltimore? I know Baltimore is not looking like what we thought they were going to be, but that offense looked really good, put up 37 plus points. Pat Mahomes looked like Pat Mahomes, and now Jacksonville, on the other hand, 3-1. We didn't know what they were going to be like, so let's see how this game pans out for these two teams.
Yeah, two totally different defenses. Baltimore's terrible on defense, and Jacksonville has created the most turnovers in the NFL. For give or take, if that's because of excellent defensive play or just the teams that they're playing or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Kansas City. When I say, like I've said this before, Pat Mahomes doesn't lose to Jacksonville. Yes, this is a new Jacksonville. It's under new regime and all that new. Right.
Liam Cohen, man, salute to him, man. He had that dog on him because I don't know if you saw Robert Saleh was talking ish about him. And like, don't have my name in your mouth.
But he wasn't. That's the funny part. He said that they legally, he didn't say he cheated. So they legally look at signals, right?
Yeah.
And Liam Cohen, don't get me wrong. Yeah, he does have balls. Fair enough. But
because Robert Saleh looks like a jack dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey.
I'm not a fan though. Why you're gonna say that and right next to your offensive lineman, he's in the way. Like you wouldn't say that if y'all were just like this. Stop.
Well, he said it
that.
like when they were like passing by each other. So I was like,
with
all
the
right.
two offensive linemen in front of him. I'm not a fan of that.
I just was surprised like coaches were like getting like that because usually you don't ever see something like that happen. So at the end of a game, I was surprised because I was really surprised Jacksonville won that game wholeheartedly. I was like, oh, ain't no way Jacksonville's gonna win a game like this on the road. And I was surprised. Yeah. So Jacksonville, man, is not making me into a believer, but just making me think that Liam Cohen is a competent head coach.
For sure. So defensively, they look good. I think Kansas City, nonetheless, is going to get the win. What say you?
Yeah, Kansas City should continue to do what they do week in and week out, beat on lesser opponents that they usually do. It's just the weather, man. I always look at like teams that are going down south like this, especially when it's still warm and like everybody's like getting cramps, stuff like that. The heat always affects these teams because they're not used to playing down south like this,
Okay. Yeah. What's another one you got?
Another game, man. Denver going to Philly, man. Denver 2-2. I feel like they really need this game to stay competitive in this division because Kansas City's turning it on. The Chargers, I was about to say San Diego for a second there. It's 3-1 right now, so they have to stay in pace. And Philadelphia, man, 4-0. They just continue to win regardless. I think they're on a 19-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Possibly going on to 20. They win this next game. So Denver into Philly. Bo Nix, he's going to have to be on his A game, I feel like, because the defense has held suit for Philly the past couple weeks-ish. It's just, right. Yeah, so Denver has to not commit dumb mistakes on offense.
100%. If Bo Nix cannot turn the freaking ball over, again, when Jose mentioned Bo Nix and being on that slump, if you look at the comparison between his first 4 games last year and this year,
more.
He's taking more chances now. Yeah. And he didn't have any touchdowns last year up to this point. So he is making a lot of mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I see it. Yeah. And he cannot do that against Philly because that way, otherwise they will lose the game. I think he won't because I don't think Philly's defense is that good at the moment. Tackling wise, they are, but just coverage, there's weak points in this defense now, and it's been exploited. I got Denver actually winning this game. What say you?
I just think Denver going into hostile territory. If they were at home, I would have given them a better shot. But in Philly, man, until somebody like outright beats Philadelphia right now, I cannot pick against them right now.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Yeah. But moving on, man, returning JD5 and his crew, the Commanders, going to LA to take on the Chargers. 2 teams that are reeling off of a loss, 2-2 for Washington, 3-1 for the Chargers. So it's a get back game, or bounce back game possibly for one of these 2 teams because the Chargers, like we talked about, they need to continue to stay first place. And Washington, they need a win in order to stay suit somewhat with Philadelphia because they started 4-0. So what's going to give first?
Yeah, that's the thing. What's going to give? Washington has absolutely no pass rush, but the Chargers don't have their tackles. Yeah. That might have their best pass rushing game this game, but I'm not banking on that. I know JD5's back. I think JD5 will have a good passing game. He's not going to be as mobile. Nonetheless, I still don't. Washington's defense overall sucks. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
go.
think
I'm
I
gonna
think
go with the
Hampton
Chargers.
goes for another 150 this upcoming week. I feel like he's starting to get going, man. He's a big back. I never really watched him as a whole until this
Mhm.
past week, and I was like, man, he is big. Like
He's a
I was,
powerhouse. He's a powerhouse moving. Yeah.
yeah, I
So
was surprised, man.
I'm leaning towards the Chargers.
Yeah, I think they're gonna play keep away, try to
Yeah.
be smart, have Herbert, look at some run pass options.
Mhm.
Because Quentin Johnson, man, as much as we gave him crap the past couple seasons, all of a sudden it's turned into a stud for some reason.
Who knew? What? Like everything was there, right? He just couldn't catch the freaking ball. Now he's catching the freaking ball at an
Yeah.
average rate, and he's balling.
And it's crazy because everybody thought Lad McConkey was going to be the guy to break out for that wide receiving core. And
Man.
right now, Lad McConkey's like wide receiver 3
Right.
now. It's
Keenan,
it's
yeah,
it's
agree.
Keenan and Johnson and him. It's crazy to think that moving in because
I think that's a good problem for the Chargers offense. I will say that.
oh yeah, like that's gonna help them out, especially with Joel if he doesn't play. They're saying
Right.
he's doubtful for this week, so more than likely he will not play this week.
Mhm.
And then Slater unfortunately is out for the season, so it's going to be interesting to see these two teams battling back from injuries, seeing how they look going into this game. And the Chargers are at home, and usually they take care of business at home.
Yeah, undefeated at home so far. All right, go ahead.
And then moving on, man, Tampa Bay going to Seattle. Both 3-1 teams. If I'm not mistaken, did Seattle, both teams coming off of a loss,
No,
both 3-1.
Seattle won.
Oh, Seattle won, yeah.
They played Arizona.
Yeah, so it was a sloppy game for them at the end because they were
Yeah.
leading that game and they
Yeah.
let Arizona back into that game. I was like,
Jeez. Yeah, they
and
sucked. for that.
Tampa, man, is just riddled with injuries, man, all around, and it just can they weather the storm while these guys come back?
I think this is one of the most interesting games because, like you said, they're riddled with injuries. Seattle's a bit more healthy, and they're kind of figuring things out more and more offensively and
Yeah.
defensively.
Hey, Jason, what I said in the offseason, I was like, do not sleep on him. I know a lot of people were like not kind of like backing away him being a wide receiver 1, and he showed why he should be the wide receiver 1 in Seattle for them trading away DK.
For sure. Yeah. Yes, and I think if you compare him and DK at the end of
there's
the
no
year,
comparison physical wise, like
Well,
you
of
can't
course,
compare them.
but-
But I'm
but-
saying like the
but
way
it's working.
he
It's working. I agree.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. The first half of the Arizona game, he did absolutely nothing, and that
well, they
really
weren't targeting him. I was like, why not target him that secondary?
0 targets. It's
Except for Buda
crazy.
Baker is a abysmal secondary.
Well, actually, they're playing well. That's the weird part. Max
Yeah.
Melton's actually playing okay.
And then I don't even think Will Johnson's playing right now, right?
No,
Yeah.
he's not. That's why I had them winning because I was like, Will Johnson's not there, so it's not going to happen. But with Seattle, with Tampa, Baker Mayfield finally got
Well, that offensive line, I'm like finally.
offensive
crumbled.
line, yeah, but also he's been making turnover worthy. Like he's been throwing the ball to the other team, they just don't catch it, and they finally caught it. He should have had 2 this game. That was the funny part. So I think Seattle wins the game. One, they're at home, and they're just more healthy. And I think the defense is going to swarm Baker, man. What you
No,
got?
yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I think going to Seattle, it's always been like a hotbed for teams to like have to lose because in years past that home field advantage has always got to the opposing teams. I'm like, we've seen it in years past where upper echelon teams come in and kind of get upset. So let's see how this looks. I'm like, Sam Darnold, how is he going to look in a big time game? 3-1. They're top of their division right now. I think they're tied with it.
Tied,
So how do
yeah.
they look against Tampa, another team that is on top of their division, who has higher aspirations? Like, how do they look against these teams, like the top teams?
Right on. Any other ones?
And then just Houston and Baltimore, both 1-3. Can they get it going? I'm like, Baltimore reeling from the Kansas City loss. No Lamar. CJ and Co. finally get their first win. Going to Baltimore, that's a tough task, regardless of who's there playing. It's going to be interesting how that offensive line holds up. I know Baltimore's pass rush as a whole is not that great, but you do have Kyle Hamilton and Roquan. Got some other guys there that can get to the quarterback, especially with that offensive line not looking as great. So there's stuff to look at there. Like they'll probably use Kyle as a Troy Polamalu-esque type of guy this week.
Possibly. I think that would be smart for them. And it would probably be useful in work? Who you favor? And I got Houston slightly just because Cooper Cup. I get it. He is
Rush.
competent. Cooper. Oh, sorry. I said Cooper
Yeah.
Cup, didn't I? I said
Yeah.
Cup. Damn it.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush is competent, but how is he going to do against this defense? That's
No,
the,
yeah. I'm
that's
like
my
that's why
issue.
you have King Henry in the backfield. That's
Yeah,
why you
you would
sign
think.
him for games like this.
Mhm.
This is where you need him the most. Because these past couple games, I see him 8 touches, 12 touches. I'm like, bro, you brought him in here for what? To only not give him the ball? Like, you need to feed him, regardless if you have Lamar Jackson or not playing. This is the guy that can game break a defense. With him being that big and that strong, he can be able to get out of tackles, point blank.
Agreed. All right. I'm just going to ask you for your opinion on the New England Buffalo game.
I know in years past, New England has upsetted Buffalo. I remember last year, I think it was in New England, if I'm not mistaken. The one thing that they need to stop off the get go is the run game because
Yep.
Cook has been a monster this season.
Yes.
I know a lot of people thought it was just going to be a touchdown feast or famine season yet again for him, and nevertheless, he's been balling. Like I think he is a top 3. If I'm going to bring it up real quick, and stats and rushing yards this year,
Mhm.
and I don't think he's ever really done that in all of his career.
Yeah, he's
So
actually
rushing
having
is-
a better year than he did.
Yeah, so
the
this year
last
he's
year.
only 13 yards behind Jonathan Taylor, another guy who's having a bounce back season
Right.
and rushing yards. So
Mhm.
that's the guy that you have to stop. He's the head of this. I know um, Josh Allen is like the end all be all for that offense, but I feel like James Cook is the head of the snake. What's up, Zay? Is the head of the snake for them. I'm like, he's the guy that makes everybody go because then you can start feeding the ball to Keon Coleman, Kincaid, Knox, all these other guys that they have that aren't like so much top tier guys. I feel like James Cook is almost flirting with the elitish, like as a running back. I'm like, you're not gonna talk about him as like off the rip, like
If
we talk about Saquon and all these other guys.
if he continues the year, you're 100% right. You can't refuse that take.
Yeah.
I'll say one more game that I really want to talk about is your Cowboys going against the Jets. The Jets absolutely
It's a trap
suck. The
game, man.
You
Trap
think so?
game.
The defense sucks. The
I
Jets
know it
defense
sucks,
is
man, but
terrible.
you go to New York, something like you know how like teams that aren't really on the East Coast, you go over there like that. It's a trap game. I feel like to me because it's a
Really?
big because everybody was so emotionally high from the Micah game. Everybody's like, "Oh, Micah's coming back." This,
Mhm.
and then we end up crapping ourselves. That's the thing. Like George Pickens ends up dropping a couple balls that are, you know, Sauce. I can't remember if Sauce follows or not, but like games
does.
like this is where they let down. They let their competition, like they play down their competitions,
Right.
type of thing. That like
Okay.
I've always seen that against them in years past. Like I don't know if it was last season or the year before when they go in Arizona. A bunch of us are like, oh, they're gonna mollywop the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. What happens? Josh Dobbs ends up having the game of his life.
Right.
So that's the thing. Like Justin Fields, man, say what you want about him, he can break containment and
Oh,
he
yeah,
can make
yeah.
it. That's why like stuff like that. He can make stuff. And Garrett Wilson, if he had a more competent quarterback, can you imagine how dangerous he could be?
Yeah, he would easily be a top 7, top 10 wide receiver easily. But
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, it's not on wax, and that's not the case. But
Yeah.
so, you think the Jets are going to win this game?
I don't think they'll win. I just think they're going to make
Okay.
it more competitive. I think it's going to be
Okay.
like a game where it's too close for it to even be for me, for my taste. Like this is a game where it's like, all right, we saw what we could do against a top tier defense. I'm like, the Jets do not look like the Jets defense of the couple years ago. Because remember,
No.
even though their offense was abysmal, but their
Right.
defense was still holding them in games.
Mm-hmm. Their
So
defense
this is
sucks.
that's what I'm saying. This is the kind of game where I feel like Sauce will clamp up George Pickens if he follows him or not and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And I'm just like, well, Javante needs to be what Javante's been the past couple weeks, a good bell cow. But
He will.
you have Williams in the middle as a D tackle, one of the best D tackles in the league. to me.
We agree on that, but their run stopping defense is absolutely terrible too. And Javante, hey, everybody can say what they want. This man is easily right now a top 7 running back in the league playing right now.
Let me see, like him rushing wise, like you just see the difference for this offense because in years like the past 2 years, we really didn't have a good competent run game, but with him there, it makes everybody like, all right, well, Javante is there, and like, oh, we have to be worrisome of this offense because he's right now he's the sixth leading rusher in the league
Right.
right now. He's only 2 yards behind Bijan right now for top
Come
5,
on. Come
which
on.
is crazy.
And I bet you less carries than Bijan. Is that true?
Let me see. He has 63. So Bijan only has one more carry than him.
Whatever. All right. Well, yeah, Javonte's having a great year. Glad I picked him up in fantasy. Shout out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's week 4, week 5. Next week, I'm going to really put it out there and market it because it's going to be grades time. It's going to be progress report every 5 weeks. We're going to give progress reports. Joe, how you explained it off air, I want to do it that way, but I need full people that's going to be here so we can do it that way. Otherwise, I'm going to have to finesse and try to figure out another way. But I'm going to try to shoot the way that you stated because I love that idea. And we'll just go from there. But next week, everybody that watches this all the way through,
I have to go get like a ruler and like a little.
I'm gonna get some
like a
nerd.
thing,
It's Halloween
like-
time, so I could get some nerd glasses. I could be principal or something.
Be like, all right, guys, this is
Right. Good. But we'll be back next week. Joe, hopefully you're there. And yeah, it's going to be a really, really good episode because that's where we can really get into some debates depending on what grades the other fellas have. This is
for sure.
We'll be back next week. This is the People's Debate Football Pod. Host and Joe, the sports mailman. And we're out.
Are we on the air?